Very detailed spacecraft design. Good job. Spacecraft is a collector's treasure both for the space enthusiast and the professional historian. While successfully presenting a great mass of factual detail about each of the spacecraft and flights, the authors never lose sight of the big picture, capturing all of the drama of the unfolding space age from its beginning with the Russian launch to the present-day commercialization of the space. The illustrations, all done by Giuseppe Di Chiara, are simply stunning in their beauty and clarity. Anyone seriously interested in the development of the space age will want to own Spacecraft. The launch of Sputnik 1 on October 4, 1957 ushered in a new epoch in the history of mankind, the space age, effectively paving the way for mankind to leave the Earth's atmosphere and explore the frontiers of space. Since then, about a dozen countries, hundreds of people, and dozens of companies have reached outer space through rockets, spaceplanes, space probes, space stations, and satellites. Michael Gordon and illustrator Giuseppe Di Chiara describe and illustrate the 100 most influential spacecraft conceived in 6 decades of the space age. They divide this book into 3 eras, each organized by components: spaceplanes, rockets, robotic spacecraft, capsules, and space stations. As for the first era of the space age, the Sputnik satellites, but also the Explorer 1 satellite, Luna 1 probes, and Vostok, Mercury, and Gemini manned spacecraft are highlights of why the first space age was clearly a product of Cold War superpower rivalries, because the launch of Sputnik 1 not ONL. Despite being ahead of the game in manned spaceflight with the Vostok and Vojkod, the latter space capsule was used by Alexei Leonov to perform the first ever spacewalk. The USSR's initial lead in manned spaceflight was eroded not least because of the repercussions of the death of the Soviet SPAC. The second section can be best described as the beginning of the fading of Cold War echoes in space exploration and the birth of space-based investigation of the cosmos, because it highlights the entry of the European Union into space exploration business in the 1970s, but also records the dawn of the Cassini-Huygens and Galileo space probes as a whole helped record information about Jupiter, Saturn, and the biggest moon of Saturn, Titan, while the Giotto space probe became the first spacecraft to investigate a comet. The third and final part of this book illustrates the enhanced complexities of space travel on a global basis and the effects of the dissolution of the USSR on manned space travel by recording America's preparations for exiting the Space Shuttle era with the Orion, the SpaceX Dragon, the CST-100A. As a matter of fact, New Horizons will be pivotal in recent space exploration for helping enhance knowledge of Pluto. Giuseppe Di Chiara did a good job of providing 3-dimensional illustrations of the spacecraft included in the volume, offering diagrams of the internal structures of illustrated rockets, satellites, lunar landers, and space capsules. He also illustrates the timeline of the evolution of designs for the Mercury, Gemini, Vostok, and Vojkod spacecraft, Space Shuttle, Salyut and Almaz space stations. Diagrams are provided for the flight profiles of a number of space rockets and the Space Shuttle. Click link in description for more reviews.